So, I thought I'd make a video on depersonalisation, because I don't know if it's very well known about, but everyone that I tell about it doesn't really understand it. And I thought I'd maybe go through it for people who are either going through it or don't understand it, or changes are happening to people and they don't understand what's going on. This isn't a video or an explanation for people to over-exaggerate maybe some feelings they're having, and think, oh yeah, this definitely is what I had. Don't self-diagnose yourself just on this video. But I thought I'd just do it because I felt like maybe it was the right time to tell everyone what's actually happening. So, depersonalisation. In, let's say, scientific terms, it's feeling detached from your body. It's an anxiety disorder, just feeling completely attached, like you're watching the world go by, but it's like a dream. Like, you know all of the faces around you, you know the people you're talking to, you know their names, you know the facts about them, but you don't feel like you know them as a person. Same with your face. Like, when you look in the mirror, you're like, I have no idea who this is. And from what I've read about it, I hear about people who get it like every once in a while, which I would find even more terrifying, to be honest, if you got it once in a while. Like, let's say you had like a week where you just completely overwhelmed with depersonalisation, and then you were fine for another week, and then it kept going like that. I'd feel horrible if that was happening to me, because that would be like, you think that it's over every now and again. You think it's over and you get really excited, and then it happens again. It's like it's giving you a taste of reality, and you're thinking, oh yes, finally I'm free of it, but then it comes back. I don't necessarily have that. I have it all the time. Like, it's completely constant and it never goes away, ever. So I'm kind of used to it now. I like to make jokes about it just to, I guess, compensate with what's happening. But basically, the way that I feel personally is that I can laugh and joke about it a lot, but I'll have days where it will just bring me down so much. And like, half of my friends who know about it know that when I'll be like, oh, I'm so zoned out, they'll be like, oh, okay, and they don't really know what to say, because, you know, what can you really say to make it better? You can't. It just happens. But I like to remind people that if I'm acting really zoned out, or I'm not listening to them, and I'm finding it really hard to talk, or something like that, or I'm shaking, like, it's just so people know really what's going on, like, and maybe I'm having an episode. I've only ever had one panic attack in my entire life, and I don't know, I was just really stressed, and it just overwhelmed me, and I started, like, hyperventilating. It was really awkward, because it was when I was too much information for getting my underarms waxed, and the poor girl thought that she had done something to me, and I was, like, crying, and she was like, shit, what have I done to your daughter? And I was like, no, don't worry, I'm okay. But basically, here's my story. I thought, when I was younger, that it would be a good idea to try smoking weed for the first time. So I did. I did it with my boyfriend at the time, and I thought that a normal high was feeling completely anxious and terrified and shaking the entire time. I was like, oh, maybe that's just what high is being like, not being chilled. So I kept doing it, and one day I whiteyed, which is either passing out or throwing up or both. I passed out. I thought, like, apparently I got up and I, like, dropped water all over the place, and, like, I fell back and I hit my head on a chair and my side on a toolbox. And basically after that, I was still pretty high, so I thought it was hilarious what had just happened, but everyone was flipping out. And I was at my boyfriend's house, and when I was, coming down a little bit, I just remember being in his arms, like, shaking to shit, not knowing what had happened, asking him over and over again what had actually happened to me. And from that point on, the high never went away. Like, that's how I can, anyone who's been high before, but this isn't happening to you, this is the best way I can explain it. Imagine being high all of the time, but eventually the giggles wear away, and you're just left with complete numbness. Like, everything around you is like it's like you're watching a 3D movie, which I hate watching 3D movies now because of it, because it just messes with my eyesight. And, like, see, I'm, like, looking at my computer screen right now, and everything's really confusing to me. And, like, it's like when I look at people's faces, I can only focus on not even just their face, like one part of their face, which is why my eyes will start darting around if I'm getting confused. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, like, and I'll look like at one person's eye, and then everything else is not necessarily fuzzy, but it's just distorted. Not like you look like an alien or something like that, like your head goes all weird, but I don't even know how to explain it. Everything's just... when you zone out, you know when you're really tired and you zone out, let's say everything is how you look when you're zoned out, so you're tired and your eyes are like drooping and stuff like that, apart from that one point in someone's face. And I remember multiple times I've just looked in the mirror and been like, wow, why is this happening to her? Like talking in the third person, like, why is this happening to her? Like, she doesn't look like she actually deserves this, which I don't think that I did, but, you know, it's my own fault that this happened. To be honest, I don't know anyone else's story with it, but in my head, the reason it happens to you is because, you know, you've done something to yourself that's made it happen. Usually, people will feel, you know, this sense of depersonalisation at least once in their lives. Like, it's completely a normal thing to happen, and I remember having it, like, for maybe, like, 5 minutes when I was about 7, and I was in my grandma's house, and I remember having it, and I was just flipping out, like, oh, what is this? But then it went away, and I was like, fair enough. And then there's derealisation, which is not so much what you see, it's what you're thinking in your head, which is like, let's say, I look at my cat every now and again, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a cat. Why do cats have fur? Why don't we have fur? Why don't humans have fur? Should humans have fur? And then you over-exaggerate the entire thing and make a huge story in your head of, like, why don't humans have fur? Humans really should have fur. Why do cats look like that? Why are cats so small and tiny like Pokemon? And derealisation is normal. Anyone can feel that. And then depersonalisation is normal when you have it maybe like once in your life, and you'll just be like, whoa, completely zoned out, and just think like, oh my god, everything looks so weird. Usually when you're really tired or really stressed out, that happens. But I guess getting over it is more, you know, mental and to do with you. Like, you need to want to get over it, like, really bad. You need to want to, in your head, get over it. And because I'm just, I don't know how long I've had it now, maybe a year or something? Not even a year, actually, maybe about a little over half a year. And it just seems so normal to me now that I have it. Like, I feel like I could maybe have this for the rest of my life. I read stuff that says that people usually come out of it like in their 30s, and I'm like, oh joy, that'll be my entire life, not entire life, that sounds really bad, I'm sorry to 30-year-olds, but that'll be a lot of my life, a chunk just taken out of it. And I guess, I don't know why I'm making this, I guess I feel like I want to finally come out and tell everyone that if I'm at a party and I'm shaking, or just my eyes are darting around the room, or I'm rude every once in a while because I just get angry because of it, and like when people talk to me and they're trying to help me, I'm like, just don't. Like, I'm sorry if I act like that. I really don't mean to. I don't want to come across as a bitch. I hate it, and I know that half the people going through this they're thinking the same thing. And, you know, if you're getting like ridiculed for being horrible sometimes because people don't understand what you're going through and you don't feel like you want to talk to them about it, like, I went to the doctors about this, and I tried to tell my doctor, and I was sitting there shaking, like cracking my knuckles, and you could definitely see it was freaking me out a lot. And she put it down to, you know, teenage stress, and I was like, it's not that. I know what teenage stress is. I know what teenage hormones are like. Okay, I've been going through them for a bit now, and this isn't it. And I'm trying to explain that to her, and eventually she got it. But I got referred to CAMS. If you don't know what that is, I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest, like child doctors, some crap. And I went to the hospital and spoke to a woman about everything that was going on. She didn't take it as seriously as she would have taken any other disorder. Let's say an eating disorder, people take that very seriously, which they should, but people completely ignore the little things and if they don't know enough about them, which a doctor really should, they don't seem to care. She wrote down in my file that I had 2 brothers for some strange reason. She then sent me a pamphlet on how to get over my drug addiction, which I thought was really horrible, so we completely left that. But if you're going through it, I know it's really difficult, and sometimes you feel like you can't breathe because you're so trapped. It's like being in your own personal bubble that you can't even get out, like you're trying to get out so bad, and it's like you'll feel during the day like you just want to scream, like you want to get up, stand on a chair and just jump around and scream, but you can't, because of the nervousness and anxiety, you feel like if you even did anything slightly, I'm shaking now, slightly out of the ordinary, then people will be looking at you. Like I do a thing where I'm walking in college, and if people are looking at me, I get really nervous and I start walking really weird, like my ankles kind of like cross over, and it's just strange. Like I start walking weird because I feel like people are looking at me. I start talking really fast, like I probably am now. I start shaking, and it's abbreviated depersonalisation to DPD, and I'll just tell you a quick funny story. That's a running joke between me and some people. The DPD delivery vans, I make a joke that because of DPD they follow me everywhere I go, and they follow all of my friends, and every time we see a DPD van we're like, no, we're like screaming at it and giving the person driving really evil looks, which isn't very nice, but it's a running joke. So I guess I just want to say that having depersonalisation affects relationships, it affects the way you treat people, it affects your family, it affects you mainly, and it's a really, really horrible thing to go through. I know it is, and if anyone, literally anyone, you're going through it, even if you've only had it for maybe like a day, not even a day, if you've had it for an hour, I swear you can talk to me about how terrifying it was, and I'll try and explain to you best I can, and try and chill you out. For people who are going through it, I really don't know all the answers to getting over it. I think getting over it and getting through it is being finally at that place in your head where you want to, you are just determined to get rid of it. I'm not at that stage yet because I'm just so used to it now. Eventually I think people will be at that stage who'll just think I've had enough. But if you are going through it, then my best advice to you would be to keep yourself distracted. Keep doing things. Go out, see the world, enjoy the time you have with friends. When you're feeling bad about it, just be like, oh, I'm just having a little bit of a low moment, just to remind you. Even if people think you're weird about it, it doesn't matter, because you'd rather people think you are weird rather than people thinking you're being a dick. So just go out, do things, even though you can feel really sad sometimes that most people want to travel and they want to see the world, but then they're too scared to, because they think, what's the point of me seeing the world if I can't even see my own face in the mirror? Like, don't let it stop you. Go out and see the world, because you'll just feel amazing about it. I mean, I don't know what, I was having an episode the other day and I was walking through a shop and there were chandeliers above me, and I was walking through the chandeliers like a child who had just been in like a candy shop, and I was like, oh my god. So, yeah. But all I'm saying is, if you're going through it, good luck. If you want to talk to me about it, you can. I don't mind. And I hope everyone going through it will get out of it. And I hope everyone watching this will understand what it is. Google it, research it as much as you can, because it's not a disorder to be taken lightly. No matter, if you barely know anything about it, it's not something to be taken lightly. People go through this. It's horrible, but I personally think that everyone's going to be okay in the end. You just got to want to get over it. So, yeah, thanks.